to me. I'm a person of faith, and I attribute what we've been able to achieve in the last 10 years to God. It's been 1 year that has been better than the other, and that has been better than the other. So far, we have given 250 limbs in 9 years, and in this 10th year, we want to give 100 limbs.
Losing a limb is not an easy thing. Life cannot always be sweet. So using a prosthetic limb for me is it's not easy, but I'm making good use of the situation. I am not putting the limb before me. I put it behind me. Sometimes I don't even remember that I'm an amputee. Maybe it's when I want to jump or when I want to do some down steps, I'll now realize that, oh, one leg is really having issues. But all along, I had my kids with the amputation. We're doing fine. We're trying to move on. I tell myself every day that I'm unstoppable, so I can achieve whatever I want despite a missing limb.
First of all, I would say support the IREDE Foundation. We're looking to do 100 limbs this year, which is way a target that we've not done before, and we want your support in every way. We need your support of the government, corporate organizations, individuals, everybody. We need your support, and even to the world right now. I'm not even going to say to Nigeria. More of inclusion of persons with disability. We can do a lot better than people think. Inclusion in structures, inclusion in employability of persons with disabilities.
Persons with disabilities are stigmatized against, discriminated against, and a lot of people just think that they don't have any abilities at all. So pretty much Iredians are superheroes with disabilities. So we just basically want to showcase the abilities that people with disabilities have in spite of that, so that we can put an end to the stigmatization, the discrimination that goes with disability, and we can begin to think access to education, access to information, access to transportation, access to jobs, access to relationships, so whatever it is that persons with disabilities desire, are showcasing how possible these things are. I want to call on government, I want to call on corporates, I want to call on individuals and the community at large for us to stop discrimination of persons with disabilities, and for us to give access to persons with disabilities. Let us remove every barrier, everything that we know that stops them. I'll give a simple example just for people to know. If you know that you have a lot of staircases, put a ramp so that somebody on wheelchair can easily go inside. Give the information that jobs are available and things are available for persons with disability. Give an opportunity to somebody with disability in your organization. And I think with that, the sky is the beginning for us.
Yesterday I found a picture of when the walk actually started, and I put it on my WhatsApp status, and there are a few people that I see here today that were here on the 13th of April 2013 when we had the first walk. I'm sure that a couple of you know my story, and so before I start, I want to say a very big thank you to Adenike Oyetunde for making the walk. I actually thought she was not going to be here today because she told me she couldn't make it. And Adenike, Damilare, Olushayo, were a few people that were there when we actually came up with the Out on a Limb logo, and decided that we were going to do this to ensure that we create awareness for children that have been amputated. About 13 years ago, I gave birth to my daughter, and she had a congenital limb deformity. And that led to the amputation of her leg, and that's how IREDE started, really, because I just wanted to work with other children to ensure that they don't go through the same pain that I went through. Today here, there are a couple of amputees. I see Vivian, but more importantly, I think we are the heroes, the parents of the children, because we have to bear it. So thank you so much, Mr. Damien, for being here. He doesn't like to be, he's somewhere in the crowd. He's just looking at his phone. I want to say a very big thank you also to Ozioma for, just cherishing, loving their children, even with the disabilities, and facing the stigmatization that the world brings. Today, our theme is called Iredians. And if you've ever seen it before, sometimes last year we launched the first ever disability comic that showcases superheroes that have disabilities. And as a result of this, we just want people to stop stigmatizing, discriminating against people with disabilities. People with disabilities are like you and I. And like I tell people, just because you can see a particular disability does not mean that you probably do not have a disability. So I wear a prosthesis in my tooth, but nobody knows. So pretty much when you look at me, you say she doesn't have a disability. So disability, like I say from time to time, is a thing of the mind. As you journey on this walk with us today, I don't just want you to walk today. I want you to walk every day, knowing that there are people with disabilities and they can live a full life, just like you and I. There are people here that are employers of labor. I want you to employ persons with disabilities because they are able to get their job done in spite of the disability. If you are in a place of influence where you can make change happen, I want you to ensure that you make access available to those that have disabilities. So access to buildings, access to information, access to education, access to transportation, access to everything that is possible. And with that, we can continually make change happen from time to time. Today, a couple of things will happen. We have the mobile dental clinic that has been provided by Procter & Gamble. So you can go in there for all your dental issues. You can just go there and somebody will attend to you. But we also have a stand, for teenage girls, for ladies, where we're going to be making awareness happen. But we have a lot more. I don't want to call them sponsors. I want to call them stakeholders that are here today that are making this a success. So the first stakeholder that comes to my mind, because I'm holding the microphone, is Child Amputees Foundation. So I want to say a big thank you. Consistently over the last about 6-7 years, they make sure that we have good sound, they make sure that we have good music. And also, if you know, the owner of Sugar Band is also a person with disability, and is living a full life. So I want to say a big thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to NMPC SNEPCO. I want to say a very big thank you to IHS Stars. I mean, these guys are just really amazing. We started with just a little conversation, and they keep showing up, and today they are here not because they want to come and show that, oh, we're sponsoring limbs, but just because they want to make sure that today is a success, and they are volunteering in every capacity. I want to say a very big thank you to, I'm intimidated by the man by my side. I'm going to remember everybody. I want to say a big thank you to 7-Up. So all the drinks that you're going to have here today. I want to say a big thank you to my board of trustees and also my advisory council members. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you so much for all the advice, and thank you for leading. I want to say a big thank you to Williams, Grant and Sons for all that they are doing to support us. They are here, Sha, but don't worry. By August, you will see them in a very big way. Okay, Beulah is here. Beulah, please come. And today we are twinning it on every front. So So this is the reason why we started. She's almost to my height. And so we also have robot foods. Please buy the pap. And when you buy the pap, the money is actually coming to IREDE Foundation to give limbs to children. Once again, I want to say a big thank you. I see my friends, I see my sisters, I see my colleagues. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you and to the human beings of the IREDE Foundation, the staff that do the work, the grind every day. Gerald for leading this, for Gerald, Wuraola, Oluwaseun, thank you for being an amazing person to the foundation. She's a great addition. She's a person with disability, but you will not even know, even with the disability. Thank you so much. I see people that have worked with us before that are here to volunteer. Zinsu and Co, thank you. Zinsu, Additional and Co. They do our financing for us for free. Thank you so much. And for also being present. I'm sure I've not called everybody that I should call. I see Photo Lighthouse, I see X Studio, I see Indworld Studios, I see Real Dream Studios. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much everyone for being there. We're going to commence the walk now. And I want you to walk. Like I said, I don't want you to only walk today. I want you to walk every day and be an ambassador, ensuring that you are advocating for child amputees today. Thank you so much, our cyclists. Green. Thank you so much, guys. They're going to be leading us in the walk this year, and they've ensured that they're also fundraising just so we can give limbs. This year, we're going to give 100 limbs to children. So we are doubling what we did last year. Last year, we gave 50 limbs. This year, we are giving 100 limbs. And 100 limbs is huge, for those of you that do not know. 100 limbs is 1.5 million times 100. And I see Dimeji. I see the people that make the limbs. People are working across 50 locations in the world today. There are people in Abuja working, there are people in Kaduna, there are people in France, you know, all over the world. So that 100 children will get limbs this year. Once again, I want to say thank you to Procter & Gamble and NMPC SNEPCO. We love you guys. We appreciate your support. And remember, you have the mobile clinic, you have the PAPs, you have the Iredians. And I want to answer something. Sorry. A lot of people told me that the t-shirts are expensive. You're not paying for the t-shirt, you're paying for a limb. So if you understand it, that for every time you buy a t-shirt for 5,000, you are giving a limb. So it's not because we want to collect your money. It's not because it's just because you're giving a limb. And so whether you buy it or not, somebody is paying for it so that a child can get a limb. Thank you very much, and thank you, Oludayo, for harassing me. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to start to walk now.
And I want to say thank you to UPS also for their volunteering, for coming all the way, because they are here to. Thank you so much, UPS.
My name is Azubike Chibu. I'm a trustee of the IREDE Foundation and a parent of the child that inspired of all of this. Yeah.
All right, I would like to know, this year's theme, it's been a decade now, this year's theme is Iredians, Legends of Hope. What informed the theme for this year, sir?
So, when you look around, what goes on in the society and the challenges that naturally everybody faces, talk less of children who have to deal with one form of disability or the other. Some of the things that we have seen is that society does not know how to deal with children with disabilities. And so when sometimes you go into schools, you have the issues of segregation on these children and, well, bullying and all of that. So the theme is to raise champions. Iredians are champions that stand to address these issues of inequalities in the different sectors of our society, both in the educational sector, the corporate world, and all of that. Yeah.
All right, sir. Over the years, I'm sure there's been some challenges to surmount, and what has been the high points over the years?
Well, the high points for us, well, there's always a high point. The high point is always for us when you see that smile on the face of a child who, going from not being able to have proper mobility, walk and all, and that first step that they take when they get a prosthetic limb, or being able to use a limb that hitherto they had not been able to use before. Those are always high points. Those are always our high points. It's to see that smile on the face of another child.
Okay, as of this morning, I was made to understand that Out of the Limb is also happening in Canada, which is outside of Nigeria. So I'd like to know, how has it been getting on the international front?
Well, it's a lot of relationships, media like you people, and friends, and those who have interests in this journey with us. It's not only happening in Canada, it's happening in Kenya, it's happening in the US, it's happening at Luxembourg, somewhere in Europe, it's happening in the UK, and we've got advocates. And the intention for us actually is to make it a global walk where we have, massive voices from all over the world speaking about this issue of children, especially living with disabilities, and trying to work at making a world, working at a world where they are inclusive and where opportunities are made to allow them to compete and function.
Okay, I'd like to also ask, sir, what has been the response from society, from corporate bodies, from the government, and also well-to-do individuals concerning the IREDE Foundation?
Well, there's always an opportunity to do more, but so far we are grateful to organizations like SNEPCO, NNPC, or NNPC SNEPCO, as it were, where we've seen some corporate friends that have identified with this cause and the foundation. Today you see some of them, Procter & Gamble, UPS. You've seen a couple of them. You people also in the media. And then but hugely what we see is our intention is to grow our pool of volunteers, and of course those that have reach and network. So what we look out for is your network. We've had some support from organizations like CNN and Airtel and all of that. So we have all of that coming in, but there is always an opportunity for more because we have not scratched the surface. I mean, look at Nigeria today with the issues that we have with the insecurity challenges that we have, and today you hear a bomb going off somewhere, something going off somewhere. What the aftermath of those things are children who lose their limbs, okay, who lose their mobility because of those kinds of issues. And the more you have those things going on, you have to attend to them because it's not their fault. Life throws these things at us. You have to stand up and meet those challenges. And that's, for us, why we say there is always an opportunity to do more.
All right, your final words. What would you advise or admonish the society to do concerning persons living with disabilities?
Well, look at yourself, and put yourself in the next person's shoes and just have a little bit of a kind outlook towards the next person, and then especially the persons living with disabilities. The challenges, imagine the challenges you have, and as someone who doesn't have those challenges, and then someone living with that level of disability, coping with the same challenges that you have to cope with every day, and then you make a little bit of a room for that person to be able to function.
Good morning. My name is Deborah Efusonya.
What's your role? Why are you here on Out on a Limb?
To support the foundation, basically in my own little way.
All right, I'd like to know, what do you think about the foundation? Because I understand that you've been part of this for a couple of years. What's the inspiration behind it?
I mean, having to see that at the end of the day, the children get to walk, they get limbs. Okay, that they get limbs and they're able to move freely and they're able to do things that they weren't able to do. I mean, disability is just a thing of the mind, right? And we're just here to create awareness and to let people know that, yes, that there's no need to stigmatize these children. They are one of us. They are part of the society.
All right, as you talked about being part of the society, what would you say to the society? How can they be of help to these persons living with disabilities?
Okay, so first of all, to join us to create awareness, because there are so many people out there that don't know what we're doing. So, and that's the reason why we keep doing what we're doing, to create the awareness. And secondly, to support financially, because we need funds. I mean, truth be told, we need funds to be able to provide prosthetic limbs for the children. So yeah, so I'm just going to urge people and to plead with everyone to just join this foundation, to join this great cause, to be able to provide prosthetic limbs for the children.
We are going out on a limb. We are going out on a limb. To respond for Irede.
I'm Dari.
Okay, are you an individual or a sponsor?
Sorry?
Are you an individual or a sponsor?
We are partnering with the IREDE Foundation.
Okay, we would like to know, what company are you?
We are from Procter & Gamble, Nigeria Limited.
Wow. Okay, Procter & Gamble Nigeria Limited. What informed your sponsorship, or should I say, like you just said, a partnership with the IREDE Foundation?
Okay, so at Procter & Gamble, we believe everybody is limitless. No matter the kind of circumstance that life has thrown at them, we believe everybody has the ability to perform at their greatest potential. One of the things that we see IREDE Foundation doing that we are proud of is the fact that they are giving children an opportunity, especially those that they don't have their limbs to work with, and they are giving them an opportunity, an artificial exchange, in order to be able to live to their full potential and to be limitless. And that is one thing we're happy with, and that's why we are partnering with them.
We are going out on a limb. To respond for Irede. We are going out on a limb. We are going out on a limb. To respond for Irede.
I am Bilal Chibu, the reason why the IREDE Foundation started.
All right. Okay, please. It's good to see such bright smiles and, of course, a cheerful environment. Owing to the fact that, Beulah, I understand that you're the reason this foundation started, and also you. I know that you're also one of the persons who have benefited from a prosthetic limb. Please, I would like to know, what is your position in the IREDE Foundation?
I'm the HR and operations lead for the IREDE Foundation.
All right. So the theme for this year, Iredians, Legends of Hope. What informed the theme for the year?
Okay, so Legends of Hope started as a discussion, literally, and then it became something we executed. We wanted to see inclusion of persons living with disability across every spectrum. And if you've read a copy of the Iredians, you know that this is what we captured, and this is what we're looking to do even in the couple of years, reaching out there to people, saying people with disabilities can do a lot more than they think, and disability is only a thing of the mind.
All right, Beulah, how has it been for you, your experience so far? Just a little note, how has it been for you?
different sides to people, you know. There are people that are ignorant, there are people that are curious, there are people that are educated, and you just have to learn to cope and manage with different people and personalities.
All right. What's your message to the entire society, to individuals, to corporate bodies, to the government, and to other persons who are in contact, whether as parents or as relatives of persons living with disabilities?
First of all, I would say support the IREDE Foundation. We're looking to do 100 limbs this year, which is way a target that we've not done before, and we want your support in every way. We need your support of the government, corporate organizations, individuals, everybody. We need your support, and even to the world right now. I'm not even going to say to Nigeria. More of inclusion of persons with disability. We can do a lot better than people think. Inclusion in structures, inclusion in employability of persons with disability. So this is what I would say.
Education, because people seem to think if you have a disability in any form, you can't think.
Disabilities. She's beyond just the SSA too. You can see that she and you are Michael are on. So I just want her to not speak as the SSA, but speak to us as a delegate. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you to everyone who has attended this. Virtually, physically, in the last how many years. I would really love for us to put our hands together for Coastal and the amazing team at the IREDE Foundation. Nobody sees the pressure that they go through every single day just to make sure that the foundation does not stop. My desire is that the Michael gets units. So beyond coming out today, honestly speaking, as humans, we have to replicate what it is we say we are supporting the IREDE Foundation to do. And that is, we have to, inclusion is very personal. Only recently are people hearing about various forms of disabilities that exist, and people are even hearing that those of us that wear glasses are actually living with a disability. But my biggest hope and desire for this year's work is that beyond providing Nigeria with new limbs almost immediately, we task ourselves as individuals, as members of a family unit, as people who work with organizations, as people who own businesses, to replicate it. She has asked me not to speak at the SSA because
My name is Vivian Imwowe. I am an amputee, a proud one.
Okay, I understand that your case is quite peculiar because you were not born with this, and you had an accident that resulted to this. And I would like to ask you, how has it been? How has life been since you got this help of prosthetic limbs?
Losing a limb is not an easy thing. Life cannot always be sweet. So using a prosthetic limb for me is it's not easy, but I'm making good use of the situation. I am not putting the limb before me. I put it behind me. Sometimes I don't even remember that I'm an amputee. Maybe it's when I want to jump or when I want to do some down steps, I'll now realize that, oh, one leg is really having issues. But all along, I had my kids with the amputation. We're doing fine. We're trying to move on. I tell myself every day that I'm unstoppable, so I can achieve whatever I want despite a missing limb.
All right, what's your message to the society in the aspect of them responding to persons living with disabilities?
Persons living with disabilities are the same thing as everybody else. We have a physical disability, but we are not disabled in our mind. Our minds are strong. People should not look at us as if we are less of human beings. they should, encourage us. We don't need pity. All we need is an inclusive environment to thrive in. So the work today generally is to create awareness for people to know that persons with missing limbs are not lesser than other people. Do you get? They are normal people living their lives and should be encouraged by people, by the society to, live a normal life.
We'd like to meet you.
All right, my name is Shagun.
I'm Tosin Odulami.
I'm Wilson Ikweko Isaac.
All right, as a group, do you guys have a group name? Because I see that you're more than 3.
Oh yes, we're from the Greenhouse Bikers. So we're a biking group or cycling group based in Surulere in the mainland.
All right, being a cyclist group, what informed your decision to come out on a limb today?
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, we all have to stand up for one another. There are a lot of challenges in the world, and it takes one to know one. And when you know a couple of people that go through a lot of challenges, and you see people that have foundations such as this one and what they stand for, of course, it makes it easy to be able to come out and push the same agenda that they have. We cycle right now, and we do support a lot of different foundations as well, different causes, and this one is very, very important. In fact, I got here and only to find out that one of the lead persons, Madame Sumbo, I didn't know she was here. She happens to be an old friend. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Her husband is a fantastic person. I've worked with them in the past, so it makes it even more, more of a honor for us to be here to support such good people giving back to the nation.
And in addition to what he just said, this limb of a thing is just like general. We also have limb people in cycling also, that they never want to give up on their cycling, and they definitely want to cycle. So we just have to find a way, give them a leg, and let them keep on cycling. So that's
find a way, give them a leg, and let them keep on cycling. Thanks so much for being on the interview.
We are going out on a limb. We are going out on a limb. To respond for Iredians. To respond for Iredians.
Hi SCD TV, my name is Child Amputees, and I'm a programs manager at the IREDE Foundation.
Wow, programs manager at the IREDE Foundation. All right, for this year, the theme is Iredians, Legend of Hope. What influenced the theme for this year?
Okay, our comic book that we created last year, November 26th to be precise, was when we launched it, and that's my birthday, so I recall very, very much. So we launched Iredians November 26th, and the reason for launching Iredians is a way to talk about disability society. We want to show the world that having a disability does not limit you. So we decided to develop superhero characters in form of comics to display to the world that yes, people have disability, but it does not inform what they can become in future, what they are able to do or what they are not able to do. Now, coming to 2022, we know we are going to have this advocacy work, and we also want to tell people and encourage them to be inclusive. Do not stigmatize against persons with disability, do not discriminate against them. To do this, we decided to bring in our team from last year, Iredians, because Iredians is already portraying the fact that people with disability are not limited.
All right, I can really say that the Iredians are not limited, because I understand that this is also going on in Canada, in the US, and a couple of other international states. How was it like planning for this year?
Okay, planning for Out on a Limb is a very big event, because over the years our target have always been 50 locations. And this year our target is also 50 locations. As is happening here today, we also have people working in Asaba, in other places in Lagos like Ikorodu, Ikpaja, those that cannot make it here today. So the work is happening in different places. We have the work going on in Kaduna, in Abuja. Bringing this, we know that the IREDE team, we are here in Lagos, and we are not able to, be at every place at the same time. So what we have done is to have lead advocates. We have people that are readily available to advocate for persons with disability. So what we have is people that are ready to advocate across different states and different countries around the world. They are representing the IREDE as lead advocate at different locations. So they have also planned the work, gotten a location for people to gather today and also do the work. We have sent out t-shirts to them to ensure that this work happens. So we have put a lot of people in on board on this to ensure that the work happens in multiple locations across the world.
All right, through the years, I would like to know what has been the response like, the body language of the society, of government, of corporate bodies, and also of well-meaning individuals concerning the IREDE Foundation?
Okay, I would say that through the years, we have been going up the charts. I would say around 2019, 2018, we didn't have partnership with Lagos State government. We didn't have them in most of our events. As of 2019, we had the governor, the current governor of Lagos State, present in the work. We also sent him an invite today. He's not able to make it. The SSA to the governor on disability is able to make it. But over the years, we have been working with the government, and things have been responsive. Currently, also as of last year, we started an inclusive project which we call the UIE project. Is to ensure that we mainstream funds for persons with disability into the educational budget, so that as governments are budgeting for other people's education in the country, they are also budgeting for persons with disability. So this is like Lagos State has been wonderful across since 2020, working with them to ensure that yes, we are able to promote inclusion for persons with disability.
I see a lot of corporate bodies here.
Yes, awesome. The corporate bodies have been of assistance. If you look at my t-shirt now, I am wearing NMPC SNEPCO. You can look at other people's t-shirt. They are wearing P&G. They are the key sponsors to our t-shirt. But we also have other sponsors on board, like Coca-Cola, which brought the Super Commando and other drinks for us. We have UAC Food. So corporate bodies are also actively coming on board, and they have not just come on board to only sponsor the events. They also sponsor LIMS. We have IHS. IHS is sponsoring LIMS and educational funds for child amputees across the country, as long as they are able to reach them. We have an NPC SNEPCO, as they are sponsoring events, they are giving LIMS, and also we have Stanbic IBC, a lot of corporate organizations involved in working with IREDE.
What's your parting shot to the world?
My parting?
Your parting shot to the world.
Okay, I would say to the world that do not look down on persons with disability. People with disability have a lot of potentials, but you have to give them a chance to ensure that they are able to show you these their potentials. I mean, I have a friend, her name is Tobiloba Ajayi. She's here today. She's a person with cerebral palsy. She has a degree in law, and she's an amazing person. I mean, there are days where I have issues, and she's the person that I can walk up to and say, you know what, Tobiloba, I'm having this challenge. How can you help? She's a person with disability, and she provides solutions.
It's good to have with us right now the #1 person of the IREDE Foundation, in the person of Mrs. Crystal Chibu. It's so good to have you here, ma.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you for being here.
All right, ma. Firstly, I would like to ask the IREDE Foundation. We all know the story, but then how has it been over the years? Close to a decade of doing this. How has it been?
I would say it's been amazing. I don't say this a lot, but God has been very faithful to me. I'm a person of faith, and I attribute what we've been able to achieve in the last 10 years to God. It's been 1 year that has been better than the other, So far, we have given 250 limbs in 9 years, and in this 10th year, we want to give 100 limbs.
Wow, that's groundbreaking. Really groundbreaking. So for this year's theme is Iredians, Legends of Hope. What informed the theme for this year?
Basically, what informed the theme for this year is we realized that persons with disabilities are stigmatized against, discriminated against, and a lot of people just think that they don't have any abilities at all. So pretty much Iredians are superheroes with disabilities. So we just basically want to showcase the abilities that people with disabilities have in spite of that, so that we can put an end to the stigmatization, the discrimination that goes with disability, and we can begin to think access to education, access to information, access to transportation, access to jobs, access to relationships. So whatever it is that persons with disabilities desire, showcasing how possible these things are.
All right, so from the angle of being a parent, how has it been thus far with your daughter, Beulah?
It's been, I would say, zigzag. When she was much younger, it was easier to just give her information. Now she's becoming a teenager. She has a lot of questions, but she has lived, I would say, she continues to live a full life. Because there's nothing that she has made up her mind to do that she has not been able to do. So I'm happy as a parent. And I think I speak for other parents that we have worked with also at the foundation.
All right, so what will be your final words to the society, government, corporate bodies, and well-meaning individuals?
I want to call on government. I want to call on corporates. I want to call on individuals and the community at large for us to stop discrimination of persons with disabilities and for us to give access to persons with disabilities. Let us remove every barrier, everything that we know that stops them. I'll give a simple example just for people to know. If you know that you have a lot of staircases, put a ramp so that somebody on wheelchair can easily go inside. Give the information that jobs are available and things are available for persons with disability. Give an opportunity to somebody with disability in your organization. And I think with that, the sky is the beginning for us.
On a really lighter note, even with this weather, how do you feel that you have so much persons still turn out?
I'm excited! I am so happy. I mean, with the weather, it just shows that, as a country, as a people, we love, we care, and we cherish one another. And so I am happy.